Jim and I used to walk into doctor appointments, nod politely, and then leave with more questions than answers.
Now, we bring the questions, and we don't leave confused or gaslit.
Well, this is Jim, and he once grilled his dermatologist like it was a Senate hearing, and he actually got better answers than most senators do.
And this is Tav. If she's at the doctor, it means something's either broken, fallen off, about to fall off, and you know what? She's already researched it twice to find out what's going on. And together, we're Unretired AF.
Hello, and welcome to today's show where we're going to talk about the 7 questions that smart patients ask their doctor when they go to their appointments.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we want to give a nice shout out to our subscribers. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for choosing to watch our show. And if you're new to our channel, we encourage you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to get our content in your feed every day. All right, so let's start off by giving a little disclaimer too. We're not here to bash doctors.
No.
We just want to remind you that your doctor is a partner in your health, not your boss.
Yeah. And every partnership works better when you come prepared.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to go over the 7 must-ask questions that you need to ask your doctor at your next appointment.
Number 1, what is this test actually looking for? Don't just nod.
Right. Like
know what's being
I'm doing right now.
Know what's being ruled in or ruled out.
Right.
What is the reason for this test?
Right. That's really important because you want to know. You need to be clear.
Right.
Especially since there's usually a copay or
Right.
some kind of payment on your part for it. All right. Question number 2. If this were your spouse or your parent, what would you do? And what this does is this question will cut through all their textbook training and that maybe kind of makes them keep us like disconnected from us emotionally.
Right.
This kind of reconnects that you're a human being and that the situation you're going through with you or yourself is a human thing. And it also gets to real life choices.
Yeah,
puts them on the spot to
Right.
give you a real answer.
Right. Number 3, what are the side effects to this medication?
Right. Very
Will it
important.
make me sleepy?
Right.
Will it cause spontaneous salsa dancing?
Maybe.
You got to know what you're taking. And
Right.
I mean, the internet's a wonderful thing, but half the time you can't even pronounce what they're saying. So make sure you know what you're taking.
Yeah.
Make sure you know what it's going to do to your body.
Right.
I mean, you see some of these things on TV and it's like, I don't want that.
May cause such and such and such and such. And,
Yeah.
no, we don't want any of that.
No,
So it's just be informed. Be informed. Ask your doctor.
Right.
And another thing to ask too is if it interacts with any of the things you're taking, if you're taking
Yeah,
other,
if you're
other
taking
things.
anything.
So,
Yep.
okay. All right. Number 4, can I try lifestyle changes first? So this is a question you can ask your doctor that's framed with hope. Like maybe you're giving him the idea because it might be music to his ears because a lot of people
Right.
don't want to make lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
So he may just be used to nobody wanting to make lifestyle changes and just writing a prescription and off you go.
Right.
So if you ask that question, it lets him know you're open to it. And also it doesn't come across as a difficult or defiant. It comes across as you're willing to do your part too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Number 5. Doc, do I really need this test or is it just routine?
Right.
If you ask you that and you say that it's routine and you say, well, why? None of us like to waste money.
Right.
None of us like to wait 2 weeks for an answer on some test that you didn't really need.
Right.
And it definitely saves time if they're trying to work on something. Now,
Right.
I guess we have a different relationship with doctors. We don't trust anybody.
This is true.
But do your own research.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? If you're on our channel, you already know that, and you're most likely a rebel too. Right. I mean, we don't fit the mold of the average person in our age range
No.
that's ready to,
No.
do whatever the doctor
don't.
says. So most likely if you're here, you're that same way too. And we welcome you. We welcome the rebels.
Absolutely.
All right. And question number 6. What's my trend over time? You don't want to just be going off of today's numbers.
Right.
You want to know, what's been the pattern for me, for my health. And that can be with a lot of things. I know when they're looking for diabetes, a 1-day snapshot of your blood sugar isn't telling the whole story.
No.
So you need to ask him about that. Ask him to look at the pattern. If he hasn't, it's always good if you can bring all that. I know they don't really like it, but bring it all with you. Bring a binder with all your prior test results, and they can, look through it so they can tell you if this is something new, or if this is like an outlier test, or the result, or if it's following a pattern that's of concern.
And trust me when I tell you this, you can go to a local lab.
Oh yeah, I do.
And
all the time.
you can get a full blood work for what, a couple $100 versus the potential a couple thousand at your doctor.
Right.
So,
and we'll have in the description for this a couple of links for some of the clinics that where you can self I don't know what you call it, but you can make your own lab appointment to do your own. Because for instance, if I go to my doctor and I ask them to run all these labs that I want to see the results of, it was like $800. I did it myself and it was under $300.
Yeah.
So it's a big savings if you know what your doctor's looking for. You can do it yourself.
Right.
And we'll include the links to that in the description.
Number 7. This is a big one too.
Right.
How can I reach you or your nurse if I have questions later on? Right. Nobody, I don't care how good you are, nobody thinks of everything in that 12-minute showdown you're having with a doctor. So we always go to the doctor together with each other. We generally take notes. Right. But a lot of times if they're talking in doctor language, you don't understand it.
Or if you look something up that they've told you on the internet and you have questions about it, because some of that stuff can be pretty scary.
It can.
And you want to ask your doctor about it to clarify something. You need to be able to know how to do that. Yeah. So make sure you get that information. Well, the takeaway from today's episode is that you don't have to be aggressive.
No.
You just have to be prepared when you go to your appointment. And a lot of times, people who aren't used to being aggressive or confrontational, that's kind of how they whip up their courage, is to be hostile or aggressive. Don't do that, because you know what? I mean, you're not being difficult. You just want to be a partner with your doctor. You want to work with them, and they'll probably appreciate it if you do it in a respectful way.
Well, and you're the one that's stepping out and being informed. Right. And there's nothing more unretired AF than that.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
If you're stepping out and trying to figure out what's going on yourself, and helping the doctor point in the right direction, everybody's a winner.
That's right.
Everybody's a winner.
That's right. And honestly, the goal, not that we want to do a whole bunch of doctor appointment episodes, because Jim and I are not into going to the doctor. No. We're not. But sometimes you have to go, and sometimes it's just good to get a checkup and make sure everything's okay. But the goal is not to be going to the doctor all the time. I mean, that's not an unretired AF. No. Not to be going to the doctor all the time and complaining about all your ailments and all that. I mean, we as a group are a large group, and we're a loud group, and we're not ready, and we're not going to be told what to do. Right. But it is important to have a good relationship with your doctor, because there are going to be times that you need to go. Sure. Just for normal things, even. So.
I prefer my appointment with my doctor, I prefer to see him on the golf course on Wednesdays. Yeah. That's the only time I really like to see him. Yeah. So our call to action on this is ask the questions at your next appointment. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it. Yeah. Write your own questions. Yeah. Comment with your must-ask questions to us in our comment section. Yeah. We'd love to hear what your thoughts on all this. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask about your own health. Yeah. It's yours, not anybody else's.
And we'll put it in the description, the 7 questions,
Yeah.
so that you can copy it and print it out and take it to your next appointment, so you won't forget any of them.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we, like Jim said, we want to hear your must-ask questions of what you're asking your doctor, and maybe
Please.
we'll do a follow-up episode and include your questions.
Yeah.
We certainly don't have all the answers or questions.
No. No.
And again, if you enjoyed our episode and you want to see more from us, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Just hit that subscribe button, and it'll turn it from saying subscribe to saying subscribed to subscribed with a little bell. So until
Ding.
next time, yes, we're not slowing down.
And neither should you.
And together, we're Unretired AF.